Hey, Sergeant Grass. How you doing, MD? Appreciate you guys for coming in. It is a nice, cool day today. We just got a ton of rain. Ooh. So, I'm going to put the fan over here, try to suck in some of this cool air. How you guys doing today? What's up, Runic? Dan's Homestead. How you doing, guys? Hot and you had thunderstorms? Damn. Not here. Here we have been, I don't know, upper 60s, I guess. So, something different has been requested for this box. Yeah, we had rain all day today, and then some nice cool weather. Like right now, it's really nice. I actually shut the air conditioner off, opened the windows. I prefer to have the windows open, and with the air conditioner in the house anyway, and let fresh air in. So I may disappoint you guys some tonight because I am thinking that about 9 o'clock I'm gonna head off because I want to make dinner. I want to have real food. And kind of want to sit down and chill with the dog for a bit before I got to go to bed. And that doesn't that doesn't happen very often while we shoot the breeze all day or all night. So, for this box, something different has been requested for it. So, we're gonna see how that plays out. I'm just gonna put those over there for now. So I have an idea of how I can make it happen. We'll see. We'll see how it works out. Now, obviously, by chilling with my dog, I mean I'm going to sit on the couch with him, and he's going to lay on my lap, and I'm going to be scrolling YouTube or something. Instagram, something. So let's get this broken down. Get this stuff figured out. Back to the shop being an absolute disaster because I don't want to put anything away. Throw that on the floor. Hey Nikki, how you doing? Doing good, how are you? What's up, Matthew? Doing pretty good, buddy. How you guys doing? Keep forgetting I got my big ass hammer here. Alright. Let's get these clamps cleaned up. So they're out of the way. This one's got glue on the bar. That is problematic. Ow! Hey. Also, I need to look over my cable design because we'll be building that probably this weekend. Well, at least starting it. Hey, Mrs. S, how you doing? Mr. S, how you guys doing? Keeping cool wherever you're at, I hope. Need my scraper, because we are not going to sand this at the moment. What we're going to do is attempt to break it down, and then we're going to sand those little pieces. I hope everyone had a great Thursday. I really do. And if you didn't have a great Thursday, why? It's Thursday. You should have a good day. Thursday is almost Friday. And that means it's almost the weekend. So the Stex combo will probably be in here to yell at me about the time at some point tonight. You know, I want to kind of end around the 9 p.m. mark. We're not very flat. I mean, we're fairly flat. We do have a little bit of a lip that we're going to work with. Not much. Just a little bit here. Tiny bit there. Most of it's right here, which is right on the edge of the screen. You guys can't see anything. But what's more important is we got to get the glue knocked off of it so we can start cutting it down. I don't really want to run a sander right at the moment. Probably should. Probably be easier to do it all as one big piece, but we're going to break it down and do it as 3 smaller pieces. Sand me down. What's up, Colby? How you doing, buddy? It's interesting. I have a high spot right here. This one's a little higher than this one, but hey, happy? We're gonna work on a box. Also, thanks for stopping in, Colby. I appreciate it, bud. So, what we are going to do, we are going to break this down into 3 1-foot pieces. All right. First things first is we're going to be lopping off that 8 inches. That's waste. And we're going to be lopping off this 8 inches. That's waste. And we got plenty of space in there for 3 1-foot pieces. So we're going to get the chop saw. We're going to cut these down. We're going to have fun while we do it. Okay? Okay. Scrape my glue off the table. So, I need to look at my table design for my workbench between tonight and tomorrow. Make sure that it is exactly how I want it now that it's, been a while. It'll be pretty close to square cut. Pretty close. It won't be perfect, but it'll be close. That's all we really need. My little bag that never works is full. Give me just 1 second to pull this out. Hey Steve, how you doing, bud? Thanks for popping in. Appreciate you, man. Alright, so I don't think that I can make it through this in one cut, but we're going to find out. We are going to find. Oh, I guess I got to plug it in. That probably would help. I don't have that wireless power out here. It'd be a nice thing to have. But I don't think we can make it through in one cut. But we're going to find out. We might get real close. Real close. We got that close. Alright. So, that is good enough for me. So we're going to measure it to 12 and a half so I can take a little bit off of it. If I need to. We're going to take that line. Now, what I need is this. I had a tape measure at one point, right? Okay, I could swear I had one. Huh. Okay, we can do this. 12 and a half. We're going to try to encourage that to break right there so we don't pull out. Yep. 12.5. There we go. I've already got the saw out. Let's just nip that. There. There is two now. Stop fucking calling me, people. How many times will I pick up the damn phone? The answer is almost never. Because that's why I have a fucking voicemail. Okay, we're done with this. Nothing else I can do with this. So we are going to do a 45 splined miter. That's going to be the sides. Well, that's going to be the entire box. It's going to be a 45 splined miter. Top, bottom, sides, all fit together nice and purty. Hey, Ray, how you doing, buddy? Thanks for popping in, man. Hey, Matthew. Under the board? Yeah. Can I explain the changes? Okay. So, the request was to put a piece of cherry on top and engrave on the top. So, in order to keep everything symmetrical, I will use 3 pieces of purple poplar. And we will go this way. You'll have purple poplar bottom, front, and back as a U shape, and cherry left, right, and top. The cherry will be the parts that have engraving on them. Not because I can't engrave on purple poplar, but this part engraves differently than this part. And that is a huge pain in the ass. So, I have engraved on purple poplar. I've been quite successful at it. But it is a huge pain in the ass, and I don't want to. Okay, I can't stress that part enough, that I don't want to. The little dog barking, that's Pluto. It's the neighbor's pup. He can see me and hear me, and he really wants to be on this side of the fence. So, let's see if I can do a mock-up of how I'm envisioning this. So you guys get a visual. Okay. So this piece of purple poplar will go on the bottom. Now these are obviously oversized. What the hell are you guys doing way over there? Come here. Alright. These are oversized, so we'll have a piece here. We will have a piece here. Stay. We will have a piece of cherry on this side. We will have a piece of cherry on this side. Then we'll have a piece of cherry on the top. That will be the box, right? See if I can just kind of set this up here. There, stay. So, as you look at it, it's got purple poplar front and rear, and cherry wrapping this way with engravings on all 3 cherry pieces. So we're going to break this down to size, get all of the 45s cut. I don't have my stuff ready to do engravings, so we'll do a dry fit, make sure everything fits. Every one of these joints will just be a 45, so every one of these blanks will have a 45-degree miter on it, so that, on all 4 sides, okay, so they all just nest in. Everything nests in. And then on each of the corners, I will put miter splines in. And I'll go across the top and the bottom as well. We'll mark it out so it's, symmetrical. I'm a big proponent of symmetry, right? Which is why we're going with the 3 and 3 deal here, where before it was purple poplar on the bottom and top, and cherry around. Now we're gonna do it. It's gonna look like 2 different trees kind of nestled together. Hopefully it turns out looking good. We'll see. We'll see. If it doesn't, then I just wasted a bunch of time and material. And we'll figure something else out. But if it does, that'd be pretty great. I've never attempted this style of assembling a cube before, but since everything is the same size, all four pieces are or all six pieces are gonna be the same size. I think we should be able to have everything nest together. I should be able to use minimal amounts of clamps to keep everything tight. Clamping it might be a bit of a nightmare, but we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. Because I'll be wanting to keep everything together, so we'll be taping up. We'll be taping and clamping. And it'll be a whole thing. We'll get it figured out. But we won't be doing that today. I forgot we were doing the engravings. And I don't have my stuff ready to do the engravings. So we're going to get them all cut down, dry fit. And then I will gather up my stuff for the engravings. Maybe we'll run some laser work. I don't know. It shouldn't. I don't know if I have the images available that I would like to use, but maybe we'll do a little bit of bullshitting while I work on getting some artwork done. And then I'll set the laser, have it do its thing. I did pre-order a new laser. So I'm super excited to see how this works out. It is it's a liquid cooled diode laser at 120 watts. Super big platform, right? Bigger than the one I have there. It's like 800 by 800. No. Yeah, I think it was 800 by 800. Maybe it was 1200 by 800. I can't remember offhand. But it has a dual laser head. It has a 5-watt infrared and 120 watt diode. So, and it's liquid cooled. So, we'll see. I don't know. I haven't played with one yet. We're going to see how it works out. Because this laser, I got to get a new head for it. It's this one's starting to get tired. Lasers burn out. It happens. You're pushing them. The harder you push them, the faster they'll burn up. And I push this one pretty hard sometimes. It is starting to not be able to cut through the material that it used to cut through in as few passes as it used to do it. Which means that even though I have it set to 100%, it is not at 100%. Now, ideally, what we will do here is we will have these three pieces be a grain match as it goes around. And I should have marked them as I took them off, because now I don't remember how they came off. Okay, that went there. That went there. That one go there. Yep, there we go. There, so this one will be the top. This will be the left and the right. So that way it at least looks like it flows together. Well, that is quite the gouge on that piece of wood. Where did that come from? And a little dent right there. Alright. So we're just going to mark this 1, 3. The purple poplar doesn't matter because we are going to set it up. I believe it's going to be set up this way. We're going to cut off more of this bit. I mean, we're obviously going to straighten this edge, but then any of our size is going to be taken off of this end. So we keep as much of that as we can. But I suppose what I really should do if I'm going to be cutting 45s is I really should sand these. So we're going to do a quick 80 grit sand. And then we are going to move on to cutting. Okay. The only reason we're doing 80 grit sand is for those 3 pieces there, not the purple poplar, is because of that glue joint in the middle. So we're going to go ahead and get rid of that little lip there. And while we do that, we're going to put you guys over here. So now this will be the inside of the box, which is also the side that will be on the table of the table saw while I'm doing my 45s. So yes. Now, whatever. We gotta sand. We gotta do some sanding. I'm not gonna put my mat down because the other side needs to get sanded too. And this is only a quick 80 grit to flatten it out. So we don't much care. We're making a box. That's just a memory box. I'm gonna have to remark them after I sand. Oh, I guess I'll get my silly mat. Put that down. Might as well. Might as well hit this side too. 1, a 2. Oh, Lordy. Well, I don't remember how this one went. A 2. Alright, last one. Get this one knocked out as quick as we can. We're going to move on to cutting and stuff. Done with that shit. Sorry guys, my chat's been frozen for a hot minute. Hey Bex, hey Steph. Hey, not a problem, Matthew. Hi, Atlanta. Alright. I need for you guys to look at my fat ass gut. Alright. So, what I need to do is, I need to knock off these little points here for cutting. We're just going to cut them off with a razor knife, kind of flatten them out a little bit so they don't get in the way. Got one off. Is there another one? Yep, right there. 127, hell yeah, shoot. Get after it, buddy. Give him hell. Shoot-be-doo. Is that a Trump hat back there? So fucking what if it was? Got a problem with it? Turn the channel. Got got no patience for your fucking stupidity tonight. Go be a fucktard somewhere else. Alright? Fucking America. Oh, I guess that was it. That was the whole point in coming in here, was to post that one stupid thing and then roll on to the next one. To post the same stupid thing over and over and over. A little off. Shade that one. Hey, shoot. Thanks, buddy. Yep. State do I live in? I live in Pennsylvania. Thank you, Shoop. I appreciate that, buddy. It's not even close to how it's spelled. In the South? Where do you fucking... Oh, my God. Where are you from, Paul? Before I start making fun of you, I guess it would be nice to know if you are actually here and just stupid, or if you're from somewhere else. You're from Milan. Okay, so you're not from here and stupid. No, Pennsylvania is in the north of the United States. It is, if you look at a map of Pennsylvania, or a map of United States, you will see, like, New York City, you'll see, or New York, you'll see some big lakes. Pennsylvania is right next to that, one of those lakes. On the other side of those lakes is Canada. No, East Coast. East Coast. California, Washington, Oregon. Those are West Coast. So, America does kind of like this, and then it has this little juke up. PA is like right here, right? Got the top right next to the little juke. There's PA. That west from yeah, I guess I'm west from you. Yeah. I guess I'm either west from you or I'm really far east. Yep. Yep, that's accurate, Paul. I can't I can't argue with that. Why East Coast? Because it's the East Coast of the country. And the last time I checked, maps weren't made with England in the center anymore. Also, the world is kind of a ball, which means if you go far enough west, you run up with east. You fat shaming great again. And woke, listen. Calm down, buddy. Yeah, it's relative to your country. Welcome back, Matthew. Welcome back. Alright, so what I need to do is I need to start kind of squaring these up. So I'm going to make 2 cuts on 2 sides, you know, like this side and this side, to 12 1/4. And then we'll go through the whole stack to 12 1/4 on 2 sides. And then we'll shorten it to 12 inches and we'll do the other 2 sides. And then we'll start working on our 45s. 12 1/4 inches. I don't know what that means or what that number is in non-freedom units, so I can't help you with that. 30 centimeters? I don't, maybe. They saving grace. Yes. 1 foot plus a 1/2 inch. This many. Well, a 1/4 inch. We're gonna go this many. Right? This many. Right there. For that 1/4. Look at it. Can you see it? Can you see it? It even says, come on, focus. Focus. Right, see it says 1/4. Right here in red. Everybody's Matthew. Everybody's Matthew. I'm Matthew too. Hey Tom, how you doing, bud? Hey, anybody heard from Turner today? Haven't heard from him since last night. 40 centimeters? I don't know. How many centimeters to an inch? You're also Matthew? Hi, other Matthew. There's so many Matthews. Alright, so we're going to go to 12 1/4. We're going to lock that down. And I'm going to get this set up because that one's going to be cut that way. Alright, so these are all going to get cut this way because we need to flatten 2 of those sides. This is a 1, a 2, and a 3. And a 3. So I want those to all be cut the same. These to all be cut the same. Yes, we should be fine. Alright. I'm just trying to make sure that I take out any possibility of human error here by making sure everything is facing the same direction. That way, you know, if they're all just you know, the 3 cherry boards are just a little wider, you know, a 1/16 of an inch wider, and the purple poplar are a 1/16 of an inch longer, you know, I need them all to be able to match up to make it work. I don't know if that made any sense to you guys, but you'll understand. You'll understand when I put it together and inevitably mess up. So, 12 1/4. Going to town. These got a wee bit on the square, probably because I didn't check the edge. Let's see if it was square. Okay, why is that one? Oh, for fuck's sake. Okay. This is going to be a bit fucking annoying. So these pieces are square to each other. And square that way. So it's this one that's not square. This one is the one that's not square. I can see where it's messed up. Just don't know how to fix it. Alright. So these three are square. Well, these two are square, that one's not. These three are square. Should be able to that's okay, so that's how I'm not square. Alright. I am squared this way, I'm not squared this way. Which means I should have cut a small wedge. So this square here. That edge is square. This is not. If I do something like that. Can I square this up all three at once? don't know if I can get my blade to go that high, and I really don't know if I won't. For the love of God. That's a terrible idea. Also, don't want them to be squared for that. I want this piece to be square to those. Which means this piece needs to be. You have to bear with me here. I messed up on this one. We're not square here and here. These two sides are, but these two sides are not. And I really don't want to freehand this. But I guess I can. To put it in my sled slides better now. That'll give me a straight cut. This doesn't have to go much. But it's the same width, it's just shifted at the top. Let's see if my sled will actually slide. This may make it all a little bit narrower. Slide, fucker. Let's make this thing slide a little bit. Let's see if that straighten it out. Side is still fairly straight. So just need one square edge. And I can make the other one square with the fence. Much fucking better. Okay. Alright. The piece goes on the bottom anyway. Much better. Alright, so now I need to make this other one square, and then we're going to all down to size. One direction. And then probably flip it, do it all the other direction, because I don't want to put it together backwards. Okay, that's what we're going to do. Fucking hope I am. They should be exactly the same size. And they are. Good. Good, good. Alright, so. Front, back, bottom. Cut these. These are all the same. So, just going to throw my line off a little bit, but it's fine. That will be left, right, bottom, which means these pieces will go that way. Okay. There. Oh. I got a little bit of a nub there, but I think we'll get it. Oh, never mind. If I squeeze it down, she's gone. Alright, good. Okay. That is the now. Put that little switch door closed. Set this to 45 degrees. I'm going to go to 4505. Somewhere between 4505 and 45. The way my points get a little tighter. Then we're going to again run two sides through. So I have a nice 45 line. Run one side, the other side, flip it, and do it all over again. Don't need this thing to be up that high. Just over, ouch. We're going to run that, see how it looks. Safety door out. Yeah. All right. So now we'll go back through, do the other two sides. And I shouldn't have to move my fence. We should be perfectly square, in theory. Alright, let's see if I royally fucked this up. I very well could have. I have no idea at this point. I've never done one of these before. Or at least haven't done this style before. 30-minute warning. So, front, bottom, back, front, that, stay. Well, I think if I can get them to sit right. Oh! I can get them to kind of nest together proper. It'll work. I am, however, a little concerned about the nesting bit while I'm trying to glue it up. So, tape will be a friend. Hell of a friend. Ah, fuck, lost the side. Anyway, I think it'll work. I think. Seems to work. I think it'll be fun. It'll work. I think we'll be alright. I think we'll be alright. I will tape all of the sides together. Oh, did I make that one wrong? No. Okay. Anyway, let me stick this up here and give you guys like a kind of a preview. I can't put the top on because then I have to hold it. And I don't want to clamp it together right now. So I'm just kind of letting it stand. There. Fuck you, Mark. Alright. So obviously that piece will go up on top, but it'll be a general idea. That'll be a giant fucking box. That thing is huge. Although it's, 3/4 of an inch thick, so it ain't gonna fall apart. and that'll be the back. Or the front, whatever. But the purple will be up top. And we'll have an engraving here, here, and here. Once it's all glued up, we will cut it. And I have a special idea on how to cut it and have the lid register without using Hey Mike, fuck you too. Hey Jan. um, but fingers too close to the sideways saw. Listen, so what I was doing is, if you watched me, I was waiting until the saw blade would pull the wood forward, and then I would hit the wood to kick it away, unless it was just hanging out here, and then I would hit the back of it to kick it away. Knowing full well that it could catch a tooth and fly that way at Mach Jesus speeds at any point in time, which is why I stood to this side of the blade. So if this did catch, it's going to go past me, hopefully. And now we have a whole bunch of these, which I got a bunch more back there. I may try to figure something out. Did you track the box of baits yet? I have not. I don't, he didn't give me a tracking number. So, now, I'm kind of curious. So, if I can... Oh, the purple poplar and the cherry are two different thicknesses. Well, that's annoying. If they were the same thickness, I could kind of bundle them all together and make a something. I don't know what I could make, but I bet I could make a little fire and scrap pieces. So, no longer matter. The scrap box is full, so fire this weekend. Now, what we're going to do is, after I get that box glued up before I cut it open, picture frame or your firewood. I'm not doing a picture frame out of those. Before I cut it open is when I will do the miter splines. I thought about doing splines down the center, right? Just cutting a slot in each part, kind of like I did with the flag box, right? Had a spline in the middle here, but I don't want to do that. So what we're going to do is we're going to do splines this way, right? You'll have the other piece here. We'll do splines here, and we'll evenly space them so they look nice. And maybe we'll use something like black walnut, something like that, maybe. But there is our box. I'm going to have a drink. I fucking earned one. Cross splines look nice? Yeah, I think so too. Also, my watch loosened up a notch. So I'm going to finish this one. I'm going to have one more, and then I'm done for the night. Also, I probably shouldn't leave that sit there. So this is what I meant by I wanted it to be symmetrical. See, before it was going to have a piece of purple poplar on the top and on the bottom, and all around was going to be cherry. And the cherry would have been going across like this, and right now it's going vertical. So that this piece, and this piece can line up. We're not worried about purple poplar, because that's two different pieces of wood, and the bottom and the sides. But at least the front and the back match, right? So I don't know if we might do maple, we might do black walnut. I might take a piece of purple poplar and stick it in there. I have no idea. We'll see how it works out. But I think overall, just, quick glance at it, it looks like, if I can get it to sit proper, which the tape is going to be a big part of that, getting it taped up and folded over. If I can get it to sit proper and be clamped up together proper, we should be good. Thanks, Matthew. I appreciate it. And then, so I want to try something with the lid. So normally, I will cut a box, the lid off, just a straight cut, and then I will use like my foam liner that I use for my my velvet. I'll just have that pot come up a little bit, and the top will register to that. But I think what we're going to do here is we're going to cut the box lid off at an angle. I don't know if that'll work, because I'd be cutting through instead of across. That probably wouldn't work. So probably what we will do is cut it straight off and just use magnets, pins, something. I'll get a set of hinges, maybe. Maybe a little latch. Hey, Nicole, how you doing? Thanks, everybody, for coming in. I'm sorry, I know I wasn't paying attention to chat, and I apologize. But we did get the box cut. We'll do a laser engraving this weekend, I guess. What's that, Matthew? Oh, the whole thing's going to be lined in blue velvet. The box looks a little loose. Felt very ignored, almost left. I'm sorry, Mike. I'm so sorry. I figured as much, but some people are sensitive. I didn't know if you were that sensitive. I've been doing good, Grass. I've been doing good. How about you, bud? So also, what will probably happen is I have a bunch of little corners. Those little like brass or bronze, or I think I might even have some stainless corners. They just kind of tack in place, right? On all the corners, it protects it a little bit. May do that. I may put those on. I may rest them on there and see how it looks. But they also kind of One set has a little, like a bubble, kind of like a foot, so you can put it on the bottom, so the bottom of the box isn't on the ground or surface. What up, C&G? How you doing, buddy? Feels like a meat grinder. There you go, Nicole. It's better than half-assed is, well, better than no-assed, I guess. Oh, so nice outside. Now, said something about hinges. I don't know if he texted me or not. No. Warming over the next 5 days. God bless it. Hey, Steph. Now it's now it's 75,000 with a payment of 525. Hello, Russia. Been getting these calls a lot lately, and it's usually, oh, probably once a day. And they're always calling, and I got visual voicemail, right? So you don't leave me a fucking voicemail, I don't call you back. Because I look at the visual voicemail, I don't listen to your voicemail, I look at it. And these people leave a super long voicemail. And they want to give you a loan for fucking whatever. And every time they call, it's a different amount that they will give you for a different price. Like, or monthly payment. Every single time. It goes up and down, up and down. 90K for 700. Damn. Damn. That's almost my mortgage. With a cheaper payment. The important thing is Hector's running 3 Honda Civics with spoon engines. Yep. Thank you for keeping me on track. Here you go, Nicole. That's all that matters. You gotta make one and learn before you can make one perfect. Right? You can't learn without messing up. Like when I go to glue this together, 100% I'm gonna mess it up when I glue it together, and I'm not gonna know until it's dry. At least I'm willing to bet. Because I wanted to do that 45 45 thing all the way around it. It was probably a terrible fucking idea. Well done, RH. Well done. It was good. Good luck on the gluing. Yeah. Yeah, thanks, Matthew. I know I can mitigate some of it with tape. you know, just like you're doing any other kind of a box. Um, uh, so you tape the seams here, right? You lay it flat on the tape the seams, and then you fold it. You fold it over, and you tape the last seam together. I think that I could mitigate most of any disaster that way. The real question will be, can I get it to sit properly on the bottom and the top? Like, I suppose if I had a bigger table that I haven't built yet, um, I could have laid everything out, you know, tape the top to this piece, tape this piece to the bottom, lay those two out, um, tape this piece to the bottom, and this piece to the bottom, and this piece to the bottom, and then everything, you know, as I folded it up, tape the edges, etc. But I didn't build my better table yet. So that is purple poplar and cherry. I don't have any more rubbing alcohol here, or I would attempt to spritz it. Oh. Oh. Oh, that was the only spritzing I got. So that's the purple poplar. I know it's really hard to see it here, but in the purple is where all the curl and figure is. It's not so much down here in the regular poplar. Purple poplar is a very common wood, and it comes in different colors: red, blue, and then you can get other ones like green stripes, brown stripes. Those aren't as good. But the red, blue, and the purple. The green can be really nice if it's not just like that light green that most poplar is, or just looks kind of like pressure treated lumber. I've seen some where it had like real dark green stripes in it. But that's not very common. But anywhere that poplar grows, you can find the colored stuff. Just depends on what minerals are in the ground around that area. I don't remember what the minerals are that make the different colors, but I think blue is... I want to say blue is copper. I can't remember. Here in Michigan, there's got to be a mill around. Now it's 3 minutes. Hey, calm down. I'm working on it. I didn't tell you to be the timer. You volunteered to be the timer, and I just didn't tell you no. Yeah, well, mills aren't generally in cities. They're generally outside of cities, though. Because, well, that's where the trees are. Just being helpful. I appreciate it. I appreciate it, Bex. Now, I will have to sticker those. Which, how convenient. I have a whole bunch of cutoffs that I can use to sticker them. do is I'm just going to sticker them right here on my table saw. Hopefully, that will be enough. Because if they curl now, I'm going to pay hell for them later. Not a no is a yes. That's fair. Now this isn't, there isn't a whole lot of airflow there because these are only like 1/4 inch thick strips, but 1/8 inch thick strips. I don't even think they're 1/4 inch. But that one's a 1/4 inch. Some airflow is better than no airflow. There we go. They're all stickered. Hi, KK. How you doing? You got some other crap on it? Of course you did. What are we working on? We got the box pieces cut. And we did a little dry fit to make sure that they'll actually go together, sort of. You're okay being suffocated? That's fair. That's fair. So when we did all 6 sides, we did them with a 45-degree bevel, so that all sides kind of nest together. We'll see. Assembly will be a great time. Now, later on, I'll run the engraver. I need to engrave the 3 cherry pieces. Do something nice on them. I don't like engraving purple poplar because... Alright, so here's what I have to do when I engrave purple poplar. Alright, with my diode laser. Okay, so let's say I put something on here that goes across this barrier right here, right? So I got something that's covering this whole thing. I have to burn it once to see where everything lays out and to see if this is going to engrave, like where this line is, where it'll stop engraving the same. Then I have to split my design and change this portion to different settings, different speed and power, and this portion to different speed and power. And it's even worse if there's multiple pieces of purple going through, because then I've got to break the design all over again. Like, as many times as I've got that crossover where it doesn't engrave the same, that's how many times I have to break it and set up new put new settings in. And not every piece of the purple is going to be the same. Like, some of it'll engrave just fine, and then other parts you won't have any engraving at all. It'll just, it's like the laser just turns off, right? And then other parts, it'll engrave way too deep, and instead of getting that nice kind of char, it'll be like it's just trying to cut through it. So I do one pass at a lower speed, or a faster speed and a lower power. That way I can get a good idea of where I need to start breaking things up and how I need to change it. Right? I don't know if any of that makes sense to you guys, but there's something in the purple that affects the diode laser. I don't know if it'd affect the CO2 or anything like that, but because I don't have one and I have no intentions on buying one. Because just bought a new laser and I'm going to be pushing the laser business to the side. I'm still going to personalize things, but um, depends on what you're staining it with. Step and I win. Sorry, my chat was frozen. What's the next project after the bassinet, which looked great? Thank you. So we are going to build my proper work table that I want to build. That's going to be the first thing that we build. We're going to probably start that this. We might start that this weekend. I'm not for sure. We'll start it next week for sure. But I do want to at least get this glued up and sitting off like this one is, just about ready to be finished. And then we will probably build my miter station, which is going to go right where you guys are right now. It's going to go right here. Just so that I can start getting some stuff cleaned up. I can get that dialed in to a good 90-degree cut, and I can leave it there. I don't have to be moving it around. And then we'll see where we're at. It depends on when my white oak comes in. We'll be making a rocking chair. That's interesting, Grass. I had no idea. Well, it depends on the type of stain. If you're using a water-based stain, glue probably won't have much of an issue sticking to it. If you're using an oil-based stain, glue probably won't stick to it very well. Anytime I'm staining a project, unless you leave it dry sometimes it takes several days and or weeks for a finish to properly cure. Anytime that I'm going to stain something before assembly, I stain everywhere except for where pieces are going to be attached. All right, I will make sure I leave bare wood there. All right, Mike, have a good night, buddy. Thanks for hanging out, man. I appreciate it. Hey, Brian, how you doing, bud? We got our box all cut. All 6 sides are sitting here. We did a pre-assembly, like a little dry fit, just to make sure that it wasn't terrible. Looks like it'll be all right. Who stains water-based? Oh, as long as it's dry and it doesn't have like polyurethane mixed in it, like that poly shades stain does, you'd probably be okay. You know, scuff up where you're going to add glue. Scuff it up a little bit and glue it. See what happens. Varathane. I only have Minwax, so I don't know. I couldn't help you there. Hey, Flossie, how you doing? Yeah, I mean, I'd scuff it up so that you know the pores are open. Hit it with some, 80 grit, 150 grit, something. Give it a good scuff and see. These are all things that you generally would just do a test piece for and find out. I don't use Verathane though, so I couldn't help you out with that. But general rule of thumb is if it's oil based or it leaves a film, like it's got polyurethane in it, they will inhibit glue. Not too shabby. Glad to hear that, Flossie. Glad to hear that. We're going to be breaking it early tonight. Just as soon as this is done, which is pretty close. So I can go hang out with my pup and relax a little bit. And, scroll the internet. Look at my design for the workbench. Make sure I've got all my parts list all ready to go. Alan, what's going on, buddy? I see you in here. a little out of character. Breaking early. Won't be midnight. It's gonna be weird. And then this weekend sometime I'll probably have a fire. Because, why not? I've got this random pine pallet over here that I wanted from work for some reason, and I don't know why. And it's been sitting there. It's actually been in the bed of my truck for quite a while. But it's been sitting over there. And I can't remember what the hell I wanted it for. So, I think I'm going to throw it in the burn pile. Bring the fire to you. Let's do one in your pit. I'm running out of summer. I'm going to have to get my pit built. Which means Steph is going to have to do her own projects for a weekend. This would have been a perfect night for a fire. Right, Brian? Nice, cool night. Although everything's soaking wet here. It rained a ton today. Which also means, Saturday I'll have to mow my grass because it's going to jump up like 6 inches overnight. Fires are for fall too. Yes, I agree. But building the fire pit should have been done 2 months ago. Stopped around 4 or 5. Yeah, it's about when it stopped here too. Them's fighting words. Only because it's right bladed and I'm right handed. Pain to see where you're cutting. Oh. Yeah, I can see that. My Milwaukee, the blade's on the left of the saw, so it makes it easier. Because, I'm standing here looking down at the blade, controlling it with my right hand. Francois! Yeah, Steph's was done. Mine wasn't. Steph's got bumped up on the priority list. I've been planning mine since December. And somehow, mine didn't get done. The wall's the same way on the right. That's weird. So this one, the blade's on the left-hand side, which is how I prefer my blades to be on the left-hand side. Just, then I can look at it. I'm not trying to look on this side while I control it with my right hand. And Lord knows I can't control anything with my left. Alright, let me sweep some of this up here. And then we're going to hop off. So I don't know when I will get my white oak. That is going to determine when we start the rocking chair build. So until then, I need to have at least my assembly table built and my miter saw station built. Those are the two priorities after this and the box is done. No, that's on the right. The blade faces to the right. The fuck do you mean? It's on the left-hand side of the saw. Maybe I don't understand what you mean. I mean, I'm right-handed and the blade's on this side, which means it's on the left. As opposed to my skill saw that's in the basement, where I'm right-handed and the blade is on this side. The right side. I don't know. I built my fire pit about 2 years ago. It took me 9 months, but I did it. Hell yeah, Flossie! Hell yeah! I've been here for almost 6 years now in this house. But, come on over, FBI. For almost 6 years now. And I didn't even use my fire pit for a long time. And then I finally got rid of my dickbag neighbor. And now I use my fire pit again. But I've been wanting to build that fire pit out for a long time. Well, since I bought the house, that was one of the reasons I bought it. I had enough land I can have a fire pit. But it is what it is. Alright. I'll get it built out this year. I might not get to enjoy it this year. But I'll get it built out. It'll be okay. Building steps, I decided that I am not doing it the way I originally planned, because my gravel will get dropped off on the other side of that door. The fire pit is way back there, which means I'd have to load up wheelbarrows and haul them through my yard, through 2 gates, and then out into the fire pit area, and then walk. That's a lot of walking. I ain't here for all that exercise. Dickbag. I'm just full of fun names. Full of them. I don't know what I said dick bag for, but I have two props who will help you. Not with the hauling. Oh, Peeps? Okay. All right. Oh, my neighbor. Yeah. Yeah, he was a dick bag. Got rid of him. Makes me happy. I'm excited about it. It's either I get rid of him or I annoy him to the point where he has a coronary and then he's gone anyway. My new neighbors are super nice. They got an awesome little dog. I showed him a little under my fence. So he comes over and visits me. And these neighbors have always been awesome. The neighbors across the street, super great. That neighbor up there, he's a reverend. So that is a giant fucking mosquito. Where did you come from? Oh shit. You trying to fly away with me. I'll smack him with a broom. He's huge. He's like a bird. Go back to Florida where you belong. Where'd you go? I don't know where he went. I'm kind of scared. There he is. Oh, Jesus, he didn't even die. That thing's massive. Feel. Mummy. Jumanji. Right, Brian? that's it's one of the reasons I want to get the fire pit made. But I got plans out there, so the bigger mosquitoes are Aretha males. Hey, I don't care what it is. It's a big ass mosquito and it can go away. They serve no purpose in life but spreading disease. Alright, guys. Pterodactyls start with a P. I have no idea. That messed me up as a kid, too. Alright, guys. USA. Shotgun and beers. Not touching it, YouTube. Check out Amy Joe. You know, the normal. I'm going to go in. I'm going to make some dinner. I'm going to hang out with my pup. And I'm going to scroll the internet for a while. And, yeah. You guys have a great night. Thanks for hanging out with me. I appreciate it. And we'll see you all sometime this weekend. Thanks, guys.